In a small African village surrounded by dry fields and dusty roads, there lived a young boy named Kofi. Kofi was only 12 years old, but every morning before sunrise, he walked nearly 5 miles to fetch water for his family. He carried a heavy bucket on his head, while other children played and laughed on their way to school. His father had died when he was very young, and his mother worked tirelessly in the fields to provide food for Kofi and his 2 younger sisters. Life was hard. Many nights, the family went to bed hungry. One evening, after a long day, Kofi sat outside their small mud house and looked at the stars. "Mother," he asked, "will our lives ever change?" His mother smiled gently and replied, "My son, never stop believing. God sees every tear and every sacrifice." But deep inside, Kofi wondered if things would ever get better. One day, while fetching water, Kofi noticed an elderly stranger sitting beneath a tree. The old man looked exhausted and weak. Many villagers passed by without stopping. Some were too busy, others simply didn't care. Kofi had very little, but he poured some of his precious water into a cup and offered it to the old man. The stranger drank gratefully. "Thank you, my son," he said. Then he asked, "Why are you carrying such a heavy burden alone?" Kofi explained his family struggles. The old man listened carefully. Before leaving, he said something Kofi would never forget. "Kindness is a seed. One day, it will grow into a harvest." Kofi thanked him and continued home. Months passed. Nothing seemed to change. The drought worsened. The crops failed. Many families began leaving the village. One afternoon, a large vehicle arrived. A group of people stepped out and gathered the villagers together. To everyone's surprise, the leader was the same elderly man Kofi had helped months earlier. The villagers were shocked. The old man was the founder of a charitable organization that built wells, schools, and farms throughout rural communities. He had returned because of one boy's kindness. Pointing to Kofi, he said, "When I was thirsty, hungry, and tired, this young boy shared the little he had. He expected nothing in return." The organization decided to build a clean water well in the village. For the first time, families no longer had to walk miles for water. Then they built a school. They provided farming equipment and seeds. Within a few years, the village was transformed. Children received an education. Families harvested abundant crops. Hope returned. Years later, Kofi graduated from university and became an engineer. Many people expected him to leave and never return, but Kofi remembered where he came from. He returned to his village and helped build roads, clinics, and new schools. One day, while standing beside the well that had changed everything, a young boy approached him and asked, "How did all this happen?" Kofi smiled. "It started with a cup of water." The boy looked confused. "A cup of water?" Kofi nodded. "Yes. Never believe that your small act of kindness doesn't matter. The smallest seed can grow into the biggest tree." And from that day forward, the people of the village taught their children a lesson they would never forget. You do not need wealth to change someone's life. You only need a heart willing to help. Moral of the story: kindness given in times of hardship is never wasted. The good you do today may become the miracle that changes your life tomorrow.